Hello and welcome to Men Behind the Curtain, the podcast about everything and nothing all at once. I am Pitt.
I'm Eli. Hope y'all are doing well. And I was talking to Pitt about this before we started in today's episode of I'm a Dumbass. I'm gonna give y'all the short version of this. So apparently, when I bought this microphone, it is a dynamic mic and not a condenser mic. And when I had my soundboard, my sound interface, that has a dynamic and condenser setting, and I was on the wrong setting for like I've been on the wrong setting for like at least a month now. That was fun. So I'm a dumbass.
So you get the dumbass award, not the cunt of the week award.
Yeah, although you know, um, I'm good. You know what? I'm now. I want to go ahead and make a. I want to find another image for that. I know, like on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God, he has a segment that he calls Donkey of the Day. Obviously, donkey meaning jackass, and it's usually people being stupid. So I might have to come up with something similar for us. You know, we can just have a good laugh at somebody. And this week it's me.
Yep. So cunt of the week has been replaced by dumbass of the week just for this week, and that dumbass is him.
Well, I mean, we still can have our cunt of the week because one of the stories that I was looking up earlier, I was looking for something for us to talk about, and come across this story where Trump decided at the last minute that he didn't want to sign an AI executive order. And so the reason I'm giving him cunt of the week is because when you actually look at what this says, it's clear once again that he's a fucking liar, because the reason he didn't sign it is he told reporters he didn't like certain aspects of the order. Why is someone else writing your executive orders? Oh, is that Mazikeen?
Yep.
Yeah.
She just jumped up on the chair. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, Duchess used to do that to me all the time when I worked in the house. Like, my back of my chair right here was just her spot. She just liked being there, which was fine until she lost her footing, and then she's like grabbing, because then she might grab me. That was fun. But she would also do this weird thing that she would slowly start like slinking down the back of the chair, and eventually she ended up in the small of my fucking back while I'm still working. but yeah, the reason I'm giving him cunt of the week, again, he didn't like certain aspects of the AI order. First of all, this is showing a divide in the White House, which we know that nobody knows. The left hand never knows what the right hand is doing. But more importantly, you didn't like certain aspects of the order. Why are you not writing your own orders? Why is somebody else giving them to you?
Well, isn't that kind of like the auto pen?
That's exactly like the fucking auto pen. So that is why this motherfucker is cunt of the week. So
I had another nomination, but I didn't care. I didn't care enough about them to remember why.
Yeah, that tracks. I mean, I came across this just like I didn't even know that there was a fucking AI order. I know that they used entirely too much AI, and I actually love pointing this out. If y'all follow me on any of my socials, you know that I enjoy antagonizing these motherfuckers. And actually, so two people that I'm friends with, they do TikTok. You could call it debates. They're not necessarily debating. They're just trying to have conversations with people. And they decided to make me a mod in their YouTube chat. And it goes about the way that you would expect it to go. I sometimes will mute people sheerly out of annoyance or spite. Most of the time, I am baiting them into say something that I can mute them for. And they almost always take the bait.
She's not going to leave my lap.
Oh, she a Velcro kitty?
Lately, yeah. I'm surprised Archer's not up here as well.
Duchess has very much developed into a Velcro kitty, and every now and again, Duke he gets jealous that she's getting pets and he's not. So he'll come up. Now, Duke does another thing where he's kind of an asshole, which is I'm laying on the bed, I'm watching TV. He'll come up there. He wants to get petted, but he doesn't want to come to me for pets. He's just outside of my reach, and he wants me to come to him. Like, you little motherfucker.
So, given the article you sent me, I want to honorable mention from Cunt of the Week.
All right.
Netflix.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that. So yeah, so there was an article that I found. Netflix was announcing a bunch of shows that were either canceled or were just ending. Um, what the fuck? Oh, the article didn't load here? What the fuck? I may have to pull it up on my phone. Okay, there we go. So, first of all, some of the cancellations, I don't care. Oh, Bandy, BA. Oh, it's a French show. That's why I haven't heard of it. Okay, I don't care. Some of the other ones, Terminator Zero, which was it's an anime in the Terminator universe. I watched it. It was okay. Like, it's whatever. Although this is where I found out that Terminator follows the same time travel rules as like Avengers Endgame. You cannot alter your existing timeline. All you can do is affect other timelines. So that does kind of clean up the mess that these movies have made with, more and more timeline fuckery. But what he is talking about, so the shows that are ending, not canceled, ending this year. Some of these I've never heard of. There's Alpha Males, never watched it. Breathless, Survival of the Thickest, which I've heard that title. I have no fucking clue what that's talking about. I imagine that they're not talking about thick in the way that I enjoy it, because if it was, I would have heard of this show and I would have been watching this show. But so the one that I'm upset about, I'm disheartened about, is The Lincoln Lawyer. Will be ending this year with season 5. The one that he is pissed off about is The Night Agent is ending this year with season 4. The Night Agent is a show that I did mean to go back and watch, and maybe I will in the near future.
Yeah. So my thing that pisses me off about The Night Agent, it's a great show, and I understand that it's ending, and it's getting 4 seasons of roughly 10 to 12 episodes, which is still bullshit. But the thing is the way they have that show set up, the in-universe building, the plot. You have something that could last a good 8 to 9 seasons just based off of the premise of what a night agent is. And it could also, create spin-offs and do other shows that are within that particular universe. So for me, it's a dumb move by Netflix because yes, it may not have been a cash cow as it was, but you weren't breaking the bank on production. And you had the opportunity to get different series out there, different stuff within this particular universe that eventually, in the long run, could have been a cash grab for you.
They do seem to have a real problem with their short-sightedness sometimes. Well, and you know what? I'm not even going to say just for Netflix, because like we talked about this with Starfleet Academy being canceled. It seems like sometimes these streaming platforms have such low patience and, again, short-sightedness with some of their shows. Like Starfleet Academy, it just finished their season 1. They've already made season 2. So maybe wait for fan reaction to season 2 before you pull the fucking plug. You talked about that. I believe you said that happened with Firefly. Like, it was already canceled before the pilot aired. Like, let us decide if it's going to be popular and a good show.
Yeah, and then to top it all off, they when with Firefly, they fucked it all up because they showed the episodes out of order.
Okay. I heard they fucked it all up and then my sound cut out.
Okay. So with Firefly, was it UPN, whoever, I can't remember what is on. But they fucked it up because when they actually did air the episodes,
Sounds right,
they showed all the episodes out of order. So you may have gotten episode 6 being shown at episode 3 and episode 3 being shown at episode 9 or however they fucking did it. But that's how they fucked it up. And for those for those that were trying to tune in and watch it, none of it made fucking sense. Until basically, this is the one thing streaming did save, is when they did put everything out on streaming, they put the episodes in order, which therefore created Firefly, which is what got the whole fucking thing going, is the fact that you're now able to watch an entire coherent season and understand what the fuck is going on.
Okay, so they sabotaged it. That's really fun.
Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, fuck them.
yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with Lincoln Lawyer ending because and they were good books. The Netflix show has been a really good adaptation. There were, I believe, 8 books. It's 7 or 8. I believe it's 8. There was the movie that Matthew McConaughey did years ago, which really didn't get a lot of traction, but was not a bad movie. Um, and then they've been adapting one book per season, just like Game of Thrones. And that being said, they could have gotten 1 or 2 more seasons out of this without ending it. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but it has actually been a great show. And I like it because it gives me a chance to break a. I love my nerd content. Y'all know this. Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek, etc. But I love stuff like The Lincoln Lawyer because it gives me a break in not monotony. That's not the word that I want. I get out of that vein for a little bit. Um, and like I've been doing that lately. I've decided to pick back up watching Euphoria, which it's been okay, but I don't know where the show is going right now. I did finally watch The Acolyte.
Okay.
Um, so first of all, I think that audiences were way too overreactive to this show. Um, it's not near as bad as what the audience scores would have you believe.
No, I completely agree. I actually enjoyed
There
The
are a couple
Acolyte.
of things. So one of the things that I would have done differently. So my initial reaction um, was when they thought the sister May was dead. Spoiler alert, y'all. I don't. We're past the statute of limitations. Um, I thought that May was actually dead. And I thought what we were going to get was that May had like her consciousness had found Osha and latched on, and it would be like a parasitic twin or like a DID type of situation. That's what I thought was happening. And that could have actually made a really good story. Um, the thing that I genuinely do not like about the show is where it is in the timeline because the Sith. His civilian name was Kimir, but they never actually say who he is as Sith. You see that he's actually working under Darth Plagueis. You get a very quick glimpse of Darth Plagueis. The reason I don't like this is that we know where that thread goes. Darth Plagueis was eventually his mantle was eventually handed to Palpatine. So that means that these characters, Osha, May, Kimir, they're not going to have a long life. They're not going to have a lot of room to run with this story because we already know where this story in the wide picture is going to lead to. This should have been 500 years ago or 1,000 years ago. Well, 1,000 years is Bane, but this should have been 500 years ago, completely disconnected. So that I think was a mistake on their part.
Yeah, and I get that point. My thing is there was a lot of hate given about it, particularly around the bleeding of the crystal, which I thought was awesome.
I so now that I have watched it and I saw that scene, it makes sense because Osha and May were created via the Force. The Force is literally in their veins. So they have a natural ability that most people do not reach. And OSHA just found out that her mother was murdered by her Jedi master. She is the instantaneous bleeding of the crystal was not that shocking. And it's also not unprecedented. So so I know that you haven't played the Jedi games, Fallen Order and Survivor, but so they are canon, first of all, and the one of the villains in the second game, he has a blood orange lightsaber, just like Balin's skull in Ahsoka, and basically the internet has determined that the reason that it is blood orange and that it is not red is that they did not fully bleed it. It is a righteous anger. And if you take Balin's skull is not wrong to be pissed. He's really not. And what happened with this character in Jedi Survivor is he found a planet. This could have been a haven. This could have been a training place and everything. This could have potentially been like a paradise type planet. And the Jedi Council abandoned them when they were attacked, when this planet was attacked. He's pissed, and he's not wrong to be pissed. And in the game, he basically bled his crystal almost instantaneously. So he lost his arm. So he has the one arm. He takes it apart via the force. He takes the crystal. He has it in his hand for a little bit. You see the color change, and there's like this explosion. Um, and he bled his crystal. Not fully, not like a Sith, but it happened right there. And these games are canon. So he did not do anything that differently from what OSHA did. So I say all that to say, if y'all are pissed off about the bleeding, like how it happened, fuck you. That was stupid. Like that was a stupid complaint. Um, oh, also before I forget, just as a side note, I just looked up in the corner, like where I have the file name right now. I know I said this a couple weeks ago for that episode, but this is now episode 69. So I just wanted to point that out.
Feel like this should be a special episode.
That would go on a different platform where I would charge people.
I have that
I don't know.
platform.
Well, hey, y'all can go ahead and do that. I don't have that. I honestly don't know who would pay for it. If y'all would pay for it, y'all let me know. But
Well,
maybe
I have people pay for me to take content down.
I think that's how that would go personally.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I finished watching The Acolyte, which was much better than what the audiences made it to be. I do think this is a good example. I think Disney pulled the plug too quickly because I would have liked at least one more season of this. I wanted to see where this was going to go. I have heard that the characters will return. I just don't know in what capacity they'll return. Um, but I'll shift gears a little bit here only because I don't have a segue for this. Um, so they're rebooting Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, fuck. Haven't we done this like I don't know, a
I
dozen
don't
times already?
understand why.
It's
So
it's
first
been
of
done to
all,
death. It's like they rebooted Planet of the Apes, they rebooted fucking King Kong, and yeah, I don't need any more Planet of the Apes. Yes, it has Andy Serkis, and yes, Andy Serkis did phenomenally as Caesar. But at the same time, I don't need any more fucking Planet of the
and
goddamn
that's the
fucking
thing.
Apes. I've had it with these goddamn
Yeah, no,
motherfucking
and no,
planet
and
and
you're
all the
right, and that's the
fucking
thing.
apes on this
So,
fucking planet.
and the first three movies of the newer series were great. James Franco, even though James Franco has now come out as a piece of shit and fuck that guy, but that was a good movie. Like the way that we see how the apes first become intelligent, that was a good movie. The next one, I think it was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I forget which one it was. There was No, Dawn was the first one. That was James Franco's. First of all, those titles got way too fucking long. Um,
It's kind of like the Star Wars titles.
but so those first three movies, where the third one ends with Caesar dying, yeah, this one is yeah. Um, and Grogu just does not roll off the tongue very well. I do not like this. Now the episodic ones was a little different. If you whole title, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. Yes, that's a long title, but colloquially, we just were calling it by the episode name: Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, uh, The Force Awakens. We were using the secondary title. Um, but you can't do that with Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes is already a long title, and then you have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War for the Planet of the like Jesus Christ. Um, but whichever movie he was, um, but Woody Harrelson is a great actor. Um, I really liked him conceptually as Carnage. Now, in execution, that left something to be desired, but he was a good cast. Okay,
I
I
re-
think we've got a little bit of a delay here.
a little bit, and I you mentioned Disney and you mentioned Marvel, and I'm a little pissed off with them right now. Like literally, like where's my fucking Vision Quest?
Oh my god, dicking around with that so much. the oh Jesus fuck. The only thing about Vision Quest that I am actually looking forward to is that, to knowledge, James Spader is back. Other than that, I don't care. Um, like honestly, if Vision is still out, y'all are fucking up by not bringing him into Doomsday because he is a heavy hitter. He's just fucking off out there.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm pissed off about them. You know, the promise of Vision Quest still haven't fucking gotten it. You know, we've still haven't gotten um anything forward with fucking the Moon Knight. We haven't seen Kate Bishop since the Hawkeye show. We have Ironheart that's out there. I mean, we have a Young Avengers already in the fucking making, and we've, you know, pretty much left it alone. There's other you know, there's other
And what
things out there, you know, that and I get that probably in Doomsday you're going to explain what happened with the Kang Dynasty. I think you could do a fucking short, you know, like a 20-minute episode to show what happened with the Kang Dynasty, because that's still sitting in there from Loki and Ant-Man and you know, Quantum Mania. You gotta tie it up somehow. And I get they might do that in Doomsday, but at the same time, it's like we're talking years.
one theory I heard about how they're going to resolve Kang is basically Doom is going to, in the opening scene, decimate the Council of Kangs. That's what I've heard as a rumor. And honestly, I think it's what I would do because it's the easiest way to, number one, establish Doom as a threat, and number two, you can just finally clip that little plot line so that they're
Okay, but you still got to pay Jonathan Majors for his likeness.
assuming that they use him for Kang. Um, I and this comes back to the argument that I have made before and we've talked about on here before. Kang is a multiversal person. He travels the multiverse. So he is one of, if not the easiest characters in comic books to recast, and it makes sense. Flash the easiest, Kang might be the second easiest, because they have both been known to timeline hop so much. So, one of the rumors that I heard was Coleman Domingo would play Kang. He would have made a great fucking Kang. He's still good.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that Disney Marvel has me pissed off about is the re-release of Endgame, which I'm not opposed to the re-release of Endgame, but they're changing part of it to introduce the going forward Doomsday. So I'm I'm a little pissed off about that too. Again, could have been a fucking short that you showed on Disney as a special feature.
Well, in one place that they are dropping the ball with this, and clearly the reason they're dropping the ball is because of the pivot. Had they went ahead with their original plan of the Kang Dynasty, we've had our Easter eggs in Ant-Man, in Loki, and they were building towards that Kang big bad villain. But with this one, because we've now pivoted to Doom, so if you neglect any pre-existing comic book knowledge, the only mention of Doom that we have had thus far was a side shot at the end of the Fantastic Four movie. That is all we have had. So now they are building him from scratch. Whereas Thanos was teased at the end of the first Avengers. Thanos was teased and appears at the end of Age of Ultron. He appears and has a speaking part in Guardians of the Galaxy. So they were ramping Thanos up more and more. And whereas Doom is just, he's here.
Yep. So, and again, I'm still not as much as I love RDJ. I'm still not happy with him as the casting of Doom. I still think that could have gone to another actor.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that because, and I think me and you are on the same wavelength with this, which is RDJ doesn't need it. Like we know that he's a great actor. He doesn't need the notoriety. He doesn't need the money. But there are a ton of people out there who could have made a career off of this role, and you just kind of fuck them all over.
Yep. Speaking of fucking people over, by the time this airs, yesterday was Memorial Day, and I've got a couple. One of these must go.
Oh boy! All right.
And let's start with uh, side dishes.
Okay.
Baked, baked beans, macaroni and cheese, potato salad, deviled eggs.
Hmm. So this is actually difficult for me. So the baked beans and mac and cheese is safe. Like you can't get me to get rid of those. Um, Especially like me and him have had this thing about homemade mac and cheese for like years. So we both know that that's not going any fucking where. I don't eat potato salad, so I really don't care. I also don't really care about deviled eggs. Um, I would probably personally get rid of the deviled eggs only because you're even if you can ignore potato salad, but even if you want to ignore the deviled eggs, there's still the scent of it. You're not going to ignore that, and not to mention what it does to everybody else at the gathering.
Me, I well, the thing is I only eat the deviled eggs I make. I don't like anybody else's. That's just how it goes. Potato salad all depends on what kind it is. If it's a German potato salad, I'm all for it. It's creamy, it's got a little bit of mustard in it and stuff like that. But some of this store bought potato salad, which most white people bring to cookouts, can just go right in the fucking trash, along with the white people mac and cheese. So
Yeah. Although I'm going to take this as like kind of a small side note. I have a friend who thinks that this might have actually been one of the first times that anybody used the word Karen in the way that we use it now, which was Chadwick Boseman in SNL when he did the Black Jeopardy sketch, um, which If y'all haven't seen it, I'm going to link it below. It's fucking hilarious. But he is in the sketch as T'Challa, Black Panther. So he's using the accent, he's wearing like some of the garb and everything. And they have one some basically something about a white lady bringing potato salad to the get together. He was like, I am assuming this woman is white. Yes, she is, and I am assuming that she does not use any seasoning or perhaps a little bit of salt, and she probably adds something unnecessary like raisins. So I am going to say, ah, hell nah, Karen, keep your bland ass potato salad to yourself.
All right,
And
and the last one must go. We're moving on to mains. Hamburger, hot dog, ribs, or the pulled pork.
I'm actually gonna go with the pulled pork on this one because I probably didn't have a good uh serving. We'll put it that way. I remember I was at an old job one time and a guy actually came by. He had some pulled pork, and I'm like, how? Okay, like I've at this point in my life, I'm like young 20s, like early 20s. Um, I've never had pulled pork before. I like pork. I like pork chops and stuff. I'm like, all right, sure, let me go ahead and try this. And I did not fucking like that whatsoever. Now, this was a white dude, so maybe his wife just can't fucking cook. I don't know. But
If she's white, it tracks.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so I was not a fan of that. So out of those four, I'm yeah, the pulled pork is gone. Bye.
Yeah, no, pulled pork, gone. I don't like shredded meat in any form. It's a texture thing.
Okay, I can understand that. Most for the most part, I will agree with that. The one thing like I I love chicken. It has nothing to do with me being black. Chicken is just good, but it's the problem is like whenever I eat chicken, poultry just gets in your teeth really fucking badly, and it's really annoying. Um, but so I can understand not liking shredded meat, but I will make one exception for that is because a shredded chicken taco is, is fucking delicious.
Depends on where you get it from.
I mean, when we say that, any kind of Mexican food depends on where you get it from because there are levels to this. Um, of course, everybody knows that Taco Bell is not Mexican food. It is Americanized, bastardized Mexican food. Now, there's a place around corner from us, Pepe's, I believe it was. Like they have Mexican like pops and desserts, like ice creams and shit. Of course, it's everybody who works there is you can tell their family and everything. Um, this place is so Mexican that if they have a white dude there, the white dude is the DEI hire. So now that place is fucking good. Um, we've also got another one around here. I think it's pronounced Michoacana. I don't know. It's like a Mexican market. I've never stepped inside, but like there are five Mexican places right by me. And you know what? I could name. I've probably already said too much.
I've got
If
I've,
somebody
I've
wanted to,
I've got 3 near me, but if you want to talk restaurant, you go to Chiapas.
uh, is that just like a one-off place? Like I don't think I've heard of
Well,
them as a chain or anything.
they have 2 locations.
Okay.
But yeah, Chiapas hands down the chop steak street taco. No leafy soap to go on it. It's perfect.
I will say so. Me and my wife went to Condados one time we were in Columbus. Condados was really good, but I know they have a location here in the Green. We haven't been yet, but I do want to go there. Condados was pretty good.
I've been to the one at the Green, and I'm not impressed. To me, it tasted like fucking El Toro. And El Toro is a cheap man's Mexican. It's like the next step up from fucking Taco Bell.
The only thing I really remember about El Toro is their alcohol.
Oh, so it's cheap.
Uh,
$2 fucking Taco Tuesday, and a $1.50 beer. So it's like
so no, when we went up there, we were hanging out with some friends, and I got their Long Island iced tea. these motherfuckers do not play about their alcohol content in these fucking
I
drinks.
just want to let you know by saying you were drinking a Long Island iced tea, you were letting your white show.
I It was the safe thing because whenever I go somewhere and I don't know the menu and I don't know entirely what I'm getting into, I will get whatever I know and what is safe. So yeah, I'll take that.
You know, there's a whole psychological study on what you order as an alcoholic beverage dictates your personality or how you are inside. Basically, a Long Island iced tea, I think, equates to slow to make decisions, procrastination, and uncomfortable with certain situations. Don't really know what you want.
I didn't plan on being attacked today, but here we are.
Hey, I'm just saying this was a whole psychological study based off of drink orders. So
I mean, the things that I particularly like, I just don't want to pay for when I go out there. Like I know one time we were hanging out at the karaoke bar, and one dude was asking, he was Ant, he was offering to get me a shot, and I'm like, you know, I don't remember if he got, it might have been Bacardi or something like that. I don't know
it's
because
not real rum.
hey, if I want a buzz, it does the trick.
It's
But I
'cause it's
think
shit.
a drink of like it wasn't a shot, but it wasn't a full glass, and I think that still cost him like I think it was like $12 or some shit like that. I'm like, for $12, I could damn near get a fucking bottle.
$12, you could have got a bucket. Could have got a whole bucket of Strongbow, and then you would have been happy.
Damn it. Okay. My set, the audio was fine, but the video cut out for a half second. But it's fine, whatever. I don't know because the Strongbow, I remember that being like $6 a bottle.
You're paying $6 a oh, white privilege.
Look, there was a reason when I went there, I would get 2 bottles and I nursed that the entire night. On top of the fact that I had to drive
Yeah, I
home.
swear I only paid like $16 for a bucket of Strongbow one night, and the bucket's 6
I
bottles,
mean,
so
maybe if well, and maybe if I was buying the bucket because it's cheaper in bulk, so maybe that had something to do with it.
no, that's why you go to, King's Table and do the, like, the $4 flights or $5 flights. You get the 3-ounce pours, sample 3 different drinks, and
Shit,
they usually have a good sampling of mead.
I might have to check that out sometime. I know some folks who will do like a regular get together at King's Table, so I might have to check that out sometime. I usually go when they go to DK Effect, which for those of y'all not from around here, that's a gaming bar. Also, RIP to D20. I was sad when that place closed.
Well, guess what? There's some good news about that.
Oh,
Yes, a friend of theirs actually is putting forth the money, so there's a possible chance that D20 will rise back up, and including the space next door, which will be used for gaming overflow.
hell yeah! So if y'all are not from around here, if you so the bar was called D20, and if the name doesn't already give it away, yeah, it was a gaming bar. Like they encourage, you can play D&D, you can come play card games. We had a fucking like 25 people playing a single game of Cards Against Humanity. And the only thing that they have there is alcohol. You can bring your own food if you want to. So I loved it. Um, I was really sad when they closed. I would be ecstatic if they can reopen.
Yeah,
And
it would be phenomenal.
it was a pretty good location too.
Yeah, I mean, right there in Kettering, Ohio.
Well, and like it's kind of out of the way. Like it's got a nice size, parking lot and everything. It's honestly a pretty quiet area. I know when you lived over there, that probably had to be nice because you could probably get drunk off your ass and then you just walk home.
Yeah, it was nice. I think it was a couple meads and a couple Dread Pirate Roberts. Yep, with the Diplomatico rum, which is really good.
I know the one me that I had. I wish I could remember the name of it, but that was really fucking good. Um, it might have been King something. I don't know.
King's Table.
No, 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 not King's Table. No, it was a
Oh,
mead at D20. I think it was like King something. I don't remember what it was, but I remember like they made their own cocktails essentially.
yeah. I'm trying to think because that it sounds familiar. I probably have had it. But I mean, there's the one that's no longer in production. It was called Grapes of Wrath, which was probably one of the best meads I've ever had.
I mean, for with a name like that, you kind of have to have a good one.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it came from Wisconsin. A friend of ours, Pete, he went to Wisconsin, I believe. I think it was Wisconsin, and happened to get it, and it was limited production, and yeah,
of course, it was limited production. Son of a bitch. but
it's okay. I've got
but I guess
I'm gonna have one of my meads, started up here shortly. So
okay. Well, yeah, I may have to go ahead and check that out then. But um, I guess this is a good point to go ahead and wrap it up because I don't really have any other stories to talk about. Um, so other than that, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I do know that we are going to. Are we on schedule to have a new episode drop here pretty soon for Valmont?
yes, a week from well, I should say next Monday when this drops on Tuesday. Next Monday.
Yeah. So y'all can go ahead and check that out. I haven't really mentioned it a whole lot yet because I'm waiting to get a little bit further along, but I guess y'all can actually look forward to a couple of things with me. Like I'm recording an audiobook right now, and I've also been working with an indie author. She's doing a full cast audiobook. So she went ahead and reached out to me to do one of her characters. So I'm going to be starting that probably in August, something like that. So just a couple other
Great. I'm gonna
projects.
wind up losing you to SAG after, motherfucker.
No, no. Like I said, she's an indie author, so she's doing all of this herself.
Okay.
So no, and actually, I'm glad that you mentioned that about ACX because now I'm going to keep an eye out for that on anything that I'm auditioning for because I'm not trying to do that right now.
I mean, it's more money, but then you can't do any independent projects, which is bullshit.
Well, the thing is that the more money would be nice, but until I'm actually doing that as a full time job, which I don't think is ever going to happen, I am not trying to sell my soul to them. I'll put it that way.
I just want the fucking money.
The money would be nice, but like, it's again, I don't want to get locked in. Like again, if I was doing it full time, like if I just had a this is just my recording area. I have a booth and everything. I come out here, I record lines for 4, 5, 6 hours a day, and then I'm done and I can pay my bills with it. Sure, I'll go ahead and sign up with SAG. But other than that, I mean, until I get to that point, nah. But yeah,
All right.
but yeah. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please check out all of our other socials, and you can look for that new episode of Valmont coming out. But other than that, we will see you next Tuesday.
Be you.